I started. Hello, I'm Indigo Owl. Thank you for joining me for the weekly guidance. It's going to be from Friday the 20th to Thursday the 26th, which is going to be Boxing Day. So if I'm able to, I will be back with the following week's guidance on Wednesday again at 8 on my usual time, which will be Christmas Eve. So I'm not going to promise I will make it, but I will try and continue the guidance over the Christmas period. I'm so glad you've come to join me here today. I will be drawing 4 theme cards today for this upcoming week. I checked in with Spirit while I was setting up, and I was asked to get 3 decks and also to use my old playing cards. Playing cards can be read with the same meanings as tarot cards. They are similar to the minor arcana. They don't have the major arcana. That's unique to the tarot cards. But I also have my Lover's Tarot deck here. And we'll be drawing 1 card for each weekday as usual. So let's see which deck we're going to start with. I'm going to start with, this is the Fairy Oracle. There's these lovely butterfly in the back. This was my first ever card deck when I started reading cards, which is now over 15 years ago. And I still love using these cards. I also have one of my fairies hanging up. I'm having a blue day today. I'm wearing all blue. I've got my blue earrings. I've got some blue crystals here. I've got this beautiful aquamarine. And I have, this is a mixture of, this is so beautiful. I love rough crystals. It's a mixture of azurite and malachite. Very beautiful crystal. There's a little one whose name I don't think I can remember now. I now have so many crystals, it's difficult to remember all the names, but it's absolutely beautiful. I hope you can see this. This one probably will go into a necklace. I can definitely see this one in a necklace. I've started making macrame necklaces with crystals that I bless and put into a golden thread. That's what I'm working with at the moment. Yes, I can definitely see this one in a necklace. I'm looking forward to making that one. So I'm going to shuffle these Fairy Oracle cards. You'll have to excuse me, sometimes I stop talking and get a bit distracted. That's when Spirit starts to talk to me or show me things, and it takes me a little bit away from the physical realm, and then I have to come back again and remember that I'm talking to you as well. So I'm now talking to you and I'm talking to Spirit simultaneously, and I'm shuffling the cards. Look at me multitasking. So I hope your last week and the beginning of this week has gone well for you. If you watched last week's and this week's guidance, I hope things came out well for you. I hope it resonates with you. Let's have a look and see what our first theme card. So these 4 cards are going to be theme cards for this upcoming week. It's a big week with the Christmas period. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, so many people around the world do celebrate Christmas that it really does change the energy for everyone. I think that must be enough shuffling now. And we have a card. Beautiful. Lovely. It fits beautifully with my blue and the bit kind of purple theme today. We have new location, and we have this lovely fairy in her leaf. She's standing in a leaf that's shaped like a boat, and she's got some butterflies in front of her, and they're taking her to a new location. So beautiful. Wow. So the new location card comes up when either we actually move to a new location, as in moving house, or sometimes it's a move to a new location with work. It could also be a new location that comes into your life through a new relationship. But in all cases, it's usually a happy move to a location that will bring in good new energy for us. So let's put this one up here in the first one, and I will try not to keep knocking it over like I usually do. Let's start shuffling the second deck for our second theme card. Hello, if you're watching, hello. I won't be able to see until afterwards any comments or thumbs up or love you sent me, but I really appreciate it. It's lovely for me to do these readings for you and for the collective, and it only works if you're watching. Otherwise I can just do myself a reading on my own. I don't need to go live on Facebook for that. So it's really lovely that every time I do these readings, people watch, and people watch the replay, and people like and share and comment. It really makes it a great experience for me as well to be able to read for you. I love channeling spirit. I have to concentrate on the shuffling a little bit here because spirit has started talking to me. Okay, so spirit is actually saying that I'm unlikely to do a weekly guidance next Wednesday, and that I'm really off work. I'm having 2 weeks off over the Christmas period, and we'll be focusing on self-care. So there might be a week's gap, and then I will pick up again in January. And that's the reason that, just in case there's going to be 4 theme cards, because they will also kind of stretch over the following week if necessary. So if the following week you're really missing my guidance, watch this week's guidance that we're doing right now again, and maybe pay particular attention to the 4 theme cards. That will also cover the consecutive week. Very formal today, what's coming through from spirit. Right, and we have patience. Beautiful. It says, now is the time to learn, study and gather information. Enjoy being a student, because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. Beautiful. And it shows this lovely patient angel standing at the seashore watching the sun. Not sure if it's setting or rising. Maybe the sun is rising. Because to me that makes sense with the word patience. We have to wait for the sun to come up in the morning and the day to start, I guess. Well, I myself am doing a course at the moment on trauma-informed therapy. I'm also a counsellor, and I'm really learning so much from it. I'm really enjoying it. Maybe some of you are also undergoing a course of study, but learning doesn't always have to come from formal learning or formal studying. We learn from life, we learn from other people, we learn from work colleagues, partners, children, friends. So learning, you can learn from reading a book, watching a TV series. If you're open to learning, spirit will bring it to you. So we have new location so far, and we have patience that talks about new learning that we're going to be using in future. Now let's draw one of these beautiful cards as well. This is just the top card that says awaken on this particular occasion. This is from a set of cards. I can't reach the cover at the moment. They're called Grace cards, and they're by Cheryl Richardson. They're really, really beautiful cards. They are printed on both sides, so what I usually do is draw one with my eyes closed, so I don't consciously choose a picture I like. I might even start to shuffle with my eyes closed a little bit before I draw a card, and then I will show it to you and read the message on the back. Let's see. So I'm being patient with the shuffling, even though I feel a little bit silly sitting here with my eyes closed. But maybe that's a bit entertaining for you. And let's see. No, I'm still shuffling. Not quite ready. Spirit will tell me the exact instant that I'm ready to draw a card. Okay, I can draw a card now. Here we go. Ha! I like it. We have anticipation. We have a beautiful, another fairy-like being with beautiful ginger hair, and she's by a golden flower. And on the back it says, expect the best. The world is working in your favor. Oh my goodness, that's so beautiful. That's the message on the back. So that makes perfect sense. We have a new location coming up, but we have to be patient and be willing to keep learning. And while we do this, it's important to be in this state of anticipation and keep expecting the best, because the world is working in our favor. So there's some really beautiful new energy coming in for us over the next 2 weeks, I will say now, since I channeled that message from Spirit earlier. The last scene card is going to come from this playing card deck. These are actually really nice, smooth cards. They're okay to shuffle if you shuffle the way I do. If you shuffle them in a proper casino style, they will probably be quite slippery. For me, it doesn't matter. I don't like shuffling cards where you kind of bend them. I prefer to do it like this. For me, it's really about touching the cards and getting the right energy into the cards and waiting for Spirit to give me a sign when the cards are ready for me to draw. And I think we're definitely getting there. Let's see what we'll get from here. And oh, beautiful. We have the King of Hearts, which in tarot would be the King of Cups. So what a lovely, lovely card to finish off this series of theme cards for the next week and over the following week. The King of Hearts, or the King of Cups, certainly is somebody who deals well with emotions and relationships. It may well mean that the King of Cups is coming into our lives, or if there already is a King of Cups in our lives, maybe their engagement will go to the next level in their relationship with us, or I guess our relationship with them. A king doesn't have to be a man, it can also be a woman. But the King of Hearts, or the King of Cups, definitely has a lovely vibration with it. So maybe this new location and the learning and the anticipation is all to do with this King of Cups energy coming in. That's either already there and will be intensified, or is coming in completely new for some of us. What a beautiful finish. So, hello again if you've started to join later on. I'm so happy you're here. I can't see your comments at the moment, but I will be checking as soon as I finish. I also upload these videos on my YouTube channel, which is called Indigo Owl, like me. The YouTube channel can be a little bit more reliable in letting you know when a new video has been uploaded if you subscribe. Facebook sometimes doesn't always show you straight away, but I'm so happy you're here, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay. We're now coming to the second part of the reading, and I'm now going to start shuffling my Lover's Tarot deck. and we will be drawing one card for each weekday starting from this Friday. So we'll be drawing 7 cards of those as well. So altogether we are going to have 11 cards, which is a beautiful master number. If you don't know what the number 11 means, look it up. It's a very important special number. Oh, we're going to have to shuffle these a while. Spirit just told me they haven't been used for a while. I put them out. The last time I touched those cards was when I put them out as one of the tarot decks to be used in my tarot workshop. But as you may find out, depending on which cards we draw, that the minor arcana don't really have pictures on them. For example, the 3 of Wands just shows 3 wands. So unless you know tarot quite well, these cards can be hard to read. The major arcana are similar to other tarot decks, but I chose not to use them in the end for the tarot workshop because that was for total beginners, and that would have made it harder for them to try and read the cards. When you start to learn reading cards or reading tarot, it helps to have pictures that give you something to remember the card by and the meaning of the card, and also use your intuition, the feeling you get from looking at the picture as to what the card might mean. You can also support channeling, where rather than the original symbolic meaning that has been assigned to the card, you're actually channeling directly from spirit. We're ready to draw what the card meaning is in this particular instance, in this particular reading for the particular person that you're doing it for. We'll have this one then. It stuck out a little bit, didn't it? If you could see that. I'll try and keep the cards where you can see them, which is, I think, quite close to where I'm sitting. And the cards came in this order, so we need to do this for you in this order. 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, let's not do that then. Let's do it like this. That makes more sense. Let's keep the weekend together. Okay, so we're going to have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So this is Friday the 20th. That's in 2 days' time. Let's look at the first card. We have amazing. We have the Ace of Cups, and what it's showing us is a hand coming, reaching down from heaven, offering us a new cup. All aces in tarot are new beginnings. Now we already have new location here. This, and we have the King of Cups at the end. Now we have the Ace of Cups. Now, Ace of Cups often comes for the beginning of a new relationship, or for the deepening of an already existing relationship, or maybe a reignited passion in an existing relationship. It can occasionally come for the birth of a child, because each person can be seen as one cup. So a cup can be a baby. It can occasionally also be related to work if the work you do for you is has a very emotional connection. It would have to be something you feel very emotional about, or you maybe are working with people's emotions, which obviously then means you're also working with your own emotions, which you do in some professions. What a lovely card. It shows a clear sky, it shows a calm, clear sea, and this beautiful hand is coming out of the clouds, offering us this cup, a new beginning in the area of love and relationship on Friday. Let's have a look at Saturday. The Wheel of Fortune. We're getting some amazing cards so far. The Wheel of Fortune literally speaks about fortune being on our side. It talks about fortune energy coming into our lives. The Wheel of Fortune represents that we're all a little cog in the big wheel that makes the world turn, and that every so often the wheel turns and kind of gives us our dues that we've worked for very hard. In some decks it also shows the 4 seasons to represent that it carries on turning and turning, it doesn't really stop. So a card of fortune, and so far we've got a number 1 and a number 10, which together, like I said not long ago, we're going to have 11 cards. Now we have the number 11 here together so far. So very, very good start to the weekend. Let's have a look at Sunday. 5 of Wands. So as I said earlier, in this deck, you literally now have a picture of 5 wands. It doesn't really give away, doesn't look very different from 4 wands or 6 wands. It doesn't really give away too much about the feeling of the card. The 5 of Wands is a card that often shows somebody juggling 5 wands. That to me looks absolutely amazing in terms of a physical skill. For me, juggling 2 things is plenty. How you can juggle 5 wands without dropping any of them is something I can only admire. But tarot is symbolic, and this card often applies to career, and it comes in situations where there is maybe quite a lot going on and maybe quite a bit of competition, but in a way that actually feels quite stimulating, because this person is managing to juggle all 5 wands without dropping any of them. So interesting feeling to the weekend. I'm noticing the new growth on these wands. All 5 wands are actually beautifully growing. So there's definitely a feeling of growth in terms of the area of career. We also have, remember we have the patience card that talks about learning that we're going to be using in future. So this is a situation to be patient with, because we're learning new skills at the moment and gaining new insights that we will be using in the area of career. Let's have a look at Monday, the beginning of next week. And we have, oh wow, we have another king. We have the King of Wands. Now, kings and queens in tarot, he looks amazing, come to either represent actual people in our lives, or they represent parts of our own personality that are really coming out at the moment. And again, with the wands, we're in the area of career and also spiritual journeys through life. And if your career has a spiritual background, then even more amplified both, really. So the King of Wands would be somebody who is good at business, but he will only work in a way that he feels he has integrity. He is very keen to work in an ethical, moral way. He understands well that in order to run a successful business, you have to make enough money, and he wants to make money, but money is not his main concern. He will not forsake his integrity in order to make more money. He's not after quick money. He wants to build or has built a solid foundation with plenty of learning and continued learning and willingness to keep learning. I love that he has the same colour. He's wearing the same colour as this patience card. Amazing. So the King of Wands is somebody who's reached a certain mastery in the terms of in the area of career and spiritual journeys through life. The wands come with the fire energy. As you can notice, he's got a little animal down there by his ankle that looks a bit like a lizard. And it reminds me just a little bit of the Fool card, which would be the beginning of the major arcana in tarot, that has a little dog barking by the side of the young person that's about to start a new journey, and it's kind of to show that there's a companion, but also to give a warning that they are stepping into the unknown. This lizard feels a little different. Actually, it reminds me a bit of the geckos I used to see on a retreat in Portugal. They would just appear on the wall. They were really cute. But they would suddenly just turn up and you wouldn't know where they've come from. And then when you looked again, they would be gone and you wouldn't know where they've gone. So there was something about them being able to come and go and blend in without anyone noticing. So this is the quality I'm getting with this King of Wands. This King of Wands may well be you having worked in the background to progress your career through study and either learning from experience and learning from colleagues and learning from working on yourself to a point of where you're more like the King of Wands now, without people maybe necessarily having noticed. So following on from the Five of Wands, it does really look like that we're going to really start to come into our own in that area of life. I love that we have two kings already. Let's have a look at Tuesday. Did I just say we have two kings already? Now we have three kings. Now that's starting to sound like is it a Christmas song with the three kings in it? I feel like Spirit is having a little joke with me because this year I really haven't been feeling Christmassy at all, and here we've got three kings in the week that actually covers the Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day, I believe, if I haven't miscounted the days here. Yes, so we have the three kings lined up, literally ready for Christmas Day. I have to laugh about this. Spirit really is trying to cheer me up, and I'm very grateful for that, and I am feeling much more cheerful. I hurt my back quite a few months ago, and I have been in so much pain for such a long time, and it really is starting to get better now, and it really has made me feel better in myself as well. I'm very grateful for my recovery. So now we have the King of Swords. Another king. Now, this is starting to feel like it's talking about mastery. We're starting to master different areas of life, which is lovely. It's a lovely balanced feeling that comes with it now. We're starting to master the area of emotions and relationships, which is also helping us master the area of career and spiritual journey. And now there's also mastery in the area of the mind. The swords in tarot go with the air element. It goes with thinking and logic. This is the sword of truth. So there is something about finally facing the truth in what has been making life difficult for such a long time. What has been holding us back in the area of emotions and relationships? What has been holding us back in our career? And most likely a lot of that was something to do with our own thinking, with our own beliefs that maybe were not right for us. Maybe were never ours. Maybe we're old learning, and here is we need patience with the new learning that's coming in. We need to integrate the new learning. We have started seeing the world through new eyes, and we need to integrate that. We need to stay in the anticipation that, what was the wording for this one? Expect the best. So we have started to learn that in life, it's really important to keep expecting the best until better comes along, and keep rejecting what's not right for us, so that we make room, we make space for the better, for the best to come in. I love this. Do we dare look at Christmas Day? And we have the Lovers. Now, we have a King of Cups, we have an Ace of Cups, the beginning of a new relationship, potentially, and now we have the Lovers. Now, the Lovers very much can be about an actual love relationship. It's one of the major arcana. shows a man and a woman. That are interestingly on this card, which I haven't noticed before, seem to be connected through a, I'm not sure, I don't want to call it an apple tree because that I wanted to call it an orange tree, but it may well be an apple tree. I'm really not sure, but they're connected. I'm just going to show the picture. You can work that out for yourself. They're kind of tied together, and above them is the angel that's shooting the arrow of love. So the lovers can represent a beautifully balanced love relationship between two people. It doesn't have to be a man and a woman. This is old symbolic that's used in tarot. That can be two men, two women, whatever works for you. But it represents this beautiful love relationship. I actually feel like I'm just going to leave it there. I just want to look at the last card now. I am bursting with curiosity. If you watch my readings regularly, you know I get so curious about the cards, and this time I've managed not to say it till the very last card, but I need to know what this last card is. I really, really want to look. It's going to be for Thursday next week, 26, and we have... Oh my goodness. We have the Hanged Man. And I was talking when we were here about a change in the way we see things, about using the sword of truth to cut away our old beliefs and having a fresh outlook on us, on ourselves and on the world around us. The Hanged Man represents a complete flip in mental attitude, a much needed complete flip in mental attitude. This man is hanging upside down in order to gain enlightenment, which is why you can see from his head, you can see all these rays of light coming out of his head. It's allowing him to see things literally upside down. If you practice yoga, you will know that yogis are very fond of their headstands because it makes all the blood rush to the head for a starter. That's a very great physical effect of it, but also it can really help you see things from the complete flip side, and eventually I guess you can then settle into a more balanced view back in the middle. It doesn't mean you're supposed to now see everything except the opposite. It's more about going that far to the opposite view that you can realize where you've been stuck and where you need to adjust your views and where you've been blocking your own abundance coming in and your own wishes and dreams coming true. That is beautiful. And we've gone from the number 11 to the number 12. I'm just waiting to see if Spirit wants me to say anything else, but I actually feel like these cards pretty much speak for themselves. So one of the things I've prepared today again is my beautiful stone that says hope. So if any of you are having a challenging time at the moment, please have hope and be open to change your mental attitude to yourself and to situations in your life and to people in your life in order to see if it won't just flip and things will start to flow more readily into your life. There's definitely a new location in the cards. There is a new relationship in the cards for some of you. Patience is required and the willingness to change our perspective. But really good things are coming in, or really good things are ready to come in. So it's a matter of being willing to open up and go with the flow and do what we need to do in order to integrate these things into our lives. So I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, share and comment. Please let me know if any of this resonates with you. I love your feedback. I love to know what's going on in your lives. I love when Spirit gives me messages for you that resonate, that make sense for you. Please check again in a few days and maybe watch the reading again and see how it relates to your week so far, and see what's yet to come, because we're quite a few days ahead if you're looking at the whole thing. I hope you have an amazing week. I am Indigo Owl, and it has been my pleasure to read for you, and I will see you soon. I say namaste and goodbye.